Hello, everybody. It is me, Martinez-Bateman, CEO of New Coyote Consulting. We are an equity and communications consulting firm here in the Pacific Northwest. Every Tuesday, I bring you the Tuesday update. Last 2 weeks were a saga of me being tired and sick and overdoing it and paying for that overdoing of it and everything. Last week's video was actually recorded like the day after the week before, so now I am coming to you from the past. I will say that spending almost an entire week miserable and in bed brought up a lot of big feelings for me, as I talked about in the previous two videos, but now that I'm on the other side of it, I am almost fully recovered. The only thing left of my staph infection is just like a little scab. I'm still bandaging and doing everything you're supposed to do, just so I'm not snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, but I feel a lot better. Nothing hurts anymore. I'm just really super grateful to have my life back, basically. But one of the things that really hit me at the end of the week last week, after basically a full week of being ill and not being able to really honestly do anything at all, was that I felt the kind of guilt that I have felt I've only felt this guilt previously when I actually did something that was like fundamentally against my principles or like caused harm to someone else. Like, this is not a feeling I feel very often. This is not a feeling I'm super familiar with. It actually took me like a couple of days to be like, what is this feeling that's like boiling up in my belly? Like, what's going on? And it didn't make intellectual sense, because intellectually, of course, I know that taking care of yourself physically, taking care of your health, prioritizing your health, slowing down, those are my values. That's what I want in the world. That's what I want to be able to facilitate. That's what I want for everyone. I mean, we've been talking about this. And I think in my previous two videos, I haven't gone back and watched them recently, but like, I'm pretty sure I say like, why am I doing this? What's wrong with me? And by the end of last week, I realized that one of the reasons I was doing that was because I didn't want this feeling to happen to me. Which is interesting, because now that it has happened to me, I've been able to pull it out. You know, this like really old script, right? That if I'm not productive, I should feel guilty about that. And not just like a little bit guilty, but like really, really guilty. And I sort of it was like kind of like going through old bags, right? You know, like I pulled this out and I was just like, oh man, this feels so right. This feeling feels so correct for me to have. And also, it doesn't belong here anymore. Like, one of the reasons I had trouble identifying that grief is because it was so inborn to my personality and some of my original fundamental beliefs about the world, right? Having a work ethic is important. And also, the way that I developed my work ethic as a young person was a survival skill that saved my life and also set me up for some real toxic thinking about work and working. And now I'm in a place in my life where I can take out that old thing that was so much a part of me, and I can look at it and I can say, wow, this doesn't fit me anymore. Wow, we had some really good times together, me and you. Toxic working, guilt for lack of productivity. You know, you really saved my bacon back there. And also, we don't belong together anymore. I'm really grateful that I got to go through that process, even if it sucked and I did not like it. I'm also really hoping that now that that has been an experience that I have, next time I start working with no sense behind it, with no purpose, with no function, with no product in mind, I can look at it and say, why are you doing this? Especially in situations where my health is at risk. Like, why are you doing this, buddy? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about some assumptions that you're making here. So with that, have a lunch, have a walk, have a weekend. Don't work for free. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back. Like, the thing is, the idea that I would need to make myself work is hilarious. That I should even have guilt as a motivator is hilarious. I'm so happy to be back here. You guys, you don't even know. All right, I'll see you next week.